need this particular conjunction right now?
English theatre needs this, to my mind, particularly because the performance of verse drama has become unphysicalised, and of course contemporary verse drama is very much in abeyance anyway, so that needs a boost, and I think it needs a boost from its most ancient roots, because you can't really graft it very easily onto realistic drama, although that too has its roots in very ancient roots in verse drama and commedia as well, but they're often quite hidden. So I think that to show a lot of Shakespearean productions I see, as I say, are very unphysicalised, very acted in the head, not in the whole body. And the same with ancient Greek drama. You know, you might see a production of the Bacchae where nobody dances. And that would never happen if it was done in the spirit of commedia, of course. So I think both for theatre generally and for new verse drama in particular, it could be a huge re-inspiration of British drama, English drama.
I agree with that. I think for myself, why does English theatre need this kind of mix of commedia and verse? I think that the theatre that I enjoy is one that is intelligent in the heart and in the stomach. That for me is the best kind of theatre. So it works on 3 different levels. And I think sometimes physical theatre can lack some depth of narrative, depth of the sort of poetic language. But like you say, I think sometimes we don't have a verse tradition now, or rather we do, we have a verse tradition, but we don't have a modern verse. And there was clearly something in verse that has lasted strength of time. There's something very deep in it in terms of theatre. I'm starting to see it as more, there's this almost ritualistic aspect. Some of the things that we've talked about is that verse has this incantation effect, this almost spell effect on an audience, in the same way I would say that masks do. And I think that whilst it's great that we have this panoply of different theatres now, sort of postmodernist, absurdist, physical, there is something in verse which is a shame to lose, I think. But in order for it to chime really well with the modern audience, in the same way we have to, commedia has to, we have to find a new form for it that's going to be relevant and understood, to bring that kind of depth that verse gives to theatre, to give that sense of transportation, of seeing something other, something very sacred almost in there, very at times primeval, something that brings us back, sort of has a link to our past as well as being relevant to our future. That's the theatre that I like. I think it's something that, particularly in this day and age when we're going through so many, clearly going through massive cultural shifts and societal shifts and political shifts, that a theatre that sort of has this otherness in there, I think is probably quite important actually. And I think that both the commedia and the verse have these aspects. So if we can find a way of working them together, I hope that they will help us have that. If you look at Elizabethan theatre had this. That's where commedia sort of developed in the Renaissance, and Shakespeare. These massively transformational times had this theatre that was discussing ideas, very deep ideas about humanity, about what it was to be human, about the political situations, about how society ran, on a level that was both specific to the times, but also had this sort of general archetypal feel about humanity. So for me, I think that's probably quite important, that as well as all these other theatres we have theatres that are specifically looking at the archetypes. What does it mean to be human? What does it mean to have these passions? What does it mean to have these passions set against political upheaval, or social upheaval, which is in a sense what Commedia does. Although it
Yeah.
always has this revolution that comes back to a resolution that is the same, that these patterns stay the same. So I think I'm quite excited. It's quite important at this time in theatre that there's some new combination of these, I think.
Yeah, it's clear to me that all of the upsets and everything turning upside down in the world is happening in order to re-energise theatre.
That's it. Quite right. Good.